Welcome back to Esther Alexis, Body of an Extrovert. For today's episode, I am joined by my beautiful friend, Rotisha.
Hey, y'all.
Rotisha is this beautiful, vibrant, shy, immaculate, wonderful human being. She is a role model, a friend, a sister, a daughter, an incredible employee, and she's actually a model. Ooh.
Get it.
So I would ask you to introduce yourself to the audience, but I feel like, yeah, you see, it's awkward, right? Like everyone goes, introduce yourself. And then everyone's like, they freeze. Whereas we're just like, if it's an organic conversation, it just flows. So instead, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions and just be honest. Like, we just want to know who you are.
I'll do my best. Yes, let's go.
You got this. I believe in you. Don't be scared. Like, you don't get graded on this, you know?
You got it.
Okay, so here we go. All right. So who did you want to be like when you were younger?
Oh, Lisa Leslie. I loved her so much. I still love her.
Who is she?
She is a former WNBA basketball player, and she played for the Los Angeles Sparks for a long while. And I played basketball growing up, and just being tall and dark skinned and beautiful.
Oh, come on, somebody!
She was everything to me. So that's who.
I don't even know who she is, but when you gave her accolades, like the dark skinned, beautiful basketball player, tall, and I was like, there she is. Like, you embody her. There you go. Okay, so what's the last thing you heard or read about that either pissed you off or really piqued your interest?
Ooh, I think too much, so I'm gonna take my time with this one. Let's see. Oh, kind of what we discussed last night, the different levels of the submarine. That was interesting. And you get to see like them going and doing like the different layers and how many buildings is like.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, and I'm sure that you guys do at this point, there is a submarine full of people who went to go check out the Titanic remains, which is pretty deep underground. I think it's about 2.5 miles, but that's like several thousand feet. And so I sent Rotisha a graph last night of how like deep that actually is. And I didn't like, it really piqued my interest because a whale is only like, I think 2,000 or 4,000 feet underground or whatever. And they don't even go that low because it's like too cold for them and they can't live. But then I decided, and I told Rotisha this last night, like, if I'm afraid of something, then I have to research more about it so that I'm less afraid. And so I was like, I'm going to watch Nat Geographic, like the Discovery Channel on like the water and like what's in there. And I gave myself nightmares. So I was like terrified. They were the ugliest creatures on God's green earth. And now me and my friend Margaret actually have this hypothesis that maybe aliens are in the water. Maybe they're not in the sky because like, if you think about it, where's one place we're never ever going to go? The bottom of the ocean because it's just too deep. But we can go into Mars. So maybe they're actually there. You didn't ask for all of that, but
it sounds like you guys had an intriguing conversation.
I did. Like I have to. I spiral. So that's what I'm good at. But good. Okay. Ooh, who is your celebrity crush and why?
Celebrity crush. Oh, wow. Let's see. I don't know if I even have one of those because I don't watch that much television and fantasize about men.
Ooh. Who do you fantasize about then?
About men on television, I don't. So let's see. If I had to give you an answer, I would say Michael B. Jordan. Maybe he stays on my mind a little bit, but like not in like a sexual way, but just like, or like in any kind of way, but just like maybe because he's like out there and he just seems like such a genuine person. Like when you're seeing what he's doing in tabloids, like there was this video I watched where this girl was talking about how she fumbled the bag with him. And she was just talking about how she messed up because she just didn't feel right about a situation that she had with her body or something. I forget the exact details. And he was about his business at the time, and she spoke so highly of him instead of bashing him. I don't know if she was trying to get herself back in there or what was it.
I mean, take your chance.
But he just seems like an admirable person outside of acting and besides being a good actor. Yes.
That's a very good answer. I mean, that is my husband. Well, he's my boyfriend right now. We're working on getting there. So I agree with you. Okay. So if you're not fantasizing about celebrities, like, do you like read books or like listen to radio hosts or listen to something like, or you just don't fantasize about people at all?
I try not to fantasize about people at all, just because I don't want to end up idolizing anybody.
Oh, wow. That's a deep answer. I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I like that a lot. I don't know if I idolize the people I fantasize of. Okay. No, I do.
Wait, hold on. I have to retract my statement.
What's your statement? Why
Lucky day.
Lucky day.
I was about to, I first saw him in February last year with my friends. And then one of the strongest reasons why I went to Essence Festival last year was because he was going to be playing there.
Okay.
And I almost went to, like, he was at Broccoli Fest. There were some other things that he was at. So I don't fantasize about him, but I do think that he's pretty neat.
He's pretty neat. I mean, maybe it would be his lucky day if he got with you. See what I did there? Let's go! Let's go, bro! I'm here for it. Okay. So lucky day. We're going to change your answer to lucky day because I feel like, I don't know if he would follow Michael B. Jordan around like that. I don't think
I would not follow Michael B. Jordan around.
I sure would.
I would probably go see some of his movies sometimes.
I don't even think, I've only seen like I think 2 Creeds. He just seems like a genuine person, like you said. So I'm just into authenticity. And again, men who are articulate, hence my, marriage, my estranged marriage right now with Trevor Noah, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay. I think that I already know this answer. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
Introvert for sure. I can spend days in my room by myself. And that is okay.
Okay, so, what is the most embarrassing moment of your life so far?
So far. Well, this must be it because it's the one that comes to mind. And let's just say I had a basketball game when I was in high school, and I think I was on the freshman team. And there was a basketball team like sitting in the what do you call it? The
bleachers?
Stands. Yeah, the bleachers. And we were shooting foul shots. The other team was shooting foul shots, and I was bent over. And every time I bent over, the guys were like, "Ooh!" And I was like, and then I found out why. And I'm not going to discuss why.
Oh my God, no, why? You can't leave us on a cliffhanger, please.
I would rather.
No. Oh my, not the tears in her eyes. She has tears in her eyes.
I wanted to go away, but
no,
I just had,
was it the Lady Red?
It was the Lady Red.
Oh my God, you have tears
every time
in
I
your
bent over, they were like, "Oh," and I was like, "What's going on?" So we went to the bathroom and we found out, and we had them on the white because. And I don't know why we had on white because when you with basketball, that when you play at the other team, you're supposed to be wearing the colors. But I digress. It was there and they saw it, and then eventually somebody said that they had a discussion with the team about how they shouldn't be doing that, and I was like, that doesn't make me feel better. I want it to go away, but that was embarrassing. That's the one that came to my mind.
Okay, yeah, no, first of all, thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for feeling like you're safe enough to share that here.
It happens in sports all the time. So one of them was it wasn't me, but ladies in sports, God bless. One of my teammates, she was playing with a pad on, and man, and it happened like a couple of games too. I played so much basketball. Girls would wear pads, and the pad would be slipping, and then the pad fell out. I don't know. I don't remember if she even came back on court. But hey, ladies,
wear a tampon.
I got into tampons so fast.
Oh my, you have to. If that's the reality you're looking at.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right.
Welcome to my life. No,
no. This is my 13th reason. I'm like, yo, oh no. Oh my gosh, I have a higher respect for women in sports now. Okay, I guess last question before we segue into the interview. What is the most spontaneous thing you have ever done?
Buy a ticket to Essence Festival a week before Essence Festival was about to commence.
Okay.
And Essence Festival, as you know, is in Louisiana. So I needed to see Lucky Day Man.
See, so I don't know what you mean. Like, I don't even got celebrities I crush on like
voice,
that.
if you see him live, he's so and he just works the crowd. I'll show you a video.
Please do.
But he's just and like and it was the intimate setting that we had, and it was in New Haven at Toad's place. People were like passing out because they were hot, because people don't be drinking water. Please drink your water, children.
Hydrate.
Yes, they hydrated my friends. He has like such a personality on stage. He was throwing water bottles at the people in the crowd, because why y'all come to the thing and you didn't come and you ready to scream your hearts out in a hot place.
Jesus.
And the air is escaping your lungs, and so is the moisture.
Oh Lord.
Like,
did you grab one of his water bottles?
I did. I didn't need it, but I was like,
she said, he touched it, I grabbed it.
And I gave it to somebody else. I was like, I don't need it, but
I'll give you a waterfall. I'm keeping the bottle. I'm giving you a waterfall. You're better than me. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, which is literally 99% of the whole world, Rotisha and I met while we were working at a company that shall not be named. And we were working in this little like file room, this little basement room, and we dubbed it the little HR room. I felt like, you ever read the book Brewster Place?
I cannot say that I've heard
it's
that.
It's okay. Book. It's like this community of like women. It's like a little, like, or even the book Little Women, which I've never read, but I've read the synopsis. Take it easy. And it's like, I will say Rotisha's very soft spoken, but she really spearheaded that whole project. Like, it was a team of colored women and this older woman. And she just was like, it was my first day there. They don't give you any like instruction as to what you're going to be doing. None of it. Immediately walked in there, and Rotisha like took us all under her wing, was giving us, what to do. And like, she created such a safe space and environment that it was like, you felt safe enough to be yourself, seen enough to embolden others, and just optimistic enough to hope for more, like later down the line. And for me, that meant so much, because I was in such a dark place when I got to that little room. And I think a lot of us were, like, we ended up finding out a lot of us were. And it became like a space of refuge. Like, it's that work experience is easily my favorite work experience. And I have never experienced a culture like the one you spearheaded in that room ever again.
Oh, wow.
And so like, she may seem very soft spoken, but like, I feel like that your energy and just your vibe is just so peaceful, so powerful. And it gives me natural born leader, but does not look for leadership positions. From there, like, we had a budding relationship, like a beautiful blooming relationship. And then we walked out of that room carrying on that relationship. And I'm really, really just glad to know you.
Me too. I think it was one of the best days of my life, getting to know you as well. And I was like literally saying to God, like, why, like, what did I do to deserve this kind of person in my life?
Oh, wow.
I'm so serious. Like, I was like, I have to keep, like, remember when you said to me, I have to watch this like certain show if I wanted to keep our friendship, and I took that so seriously.
Oh my gosh, no way. No.
I know you were kidding,
but she was like, I don't want to risk this. I can't.
It was like, anything for her. Stop.
Oh my gosh.
So serious.
Oh my gosh. No. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I'm in awe of you always. And so since then, we have both left the company that shall not be named. And we left on just different terms. And I was just going to say, what has life looked like since leaving? And I want to ask, because a lot of the times, and this episode is going to be called Wanderlost. And it comes from wanderlust, which we know is like, the desire or the want to, travel, to roam, etc. And as someone like myself, I feel like my life up until this very moment has been very much planned. Like, I'm a planner, believe it or not. Like, I have everything down to the letter. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing all the time. And this is the first time in my life where I feel like I'm not. Because, you know, ever since leaving my job, it's like life is not in my control. Like, I could not have planned for this moment in my life because it was just not on the books for me. And I feel like you're similar. So I'll say, since leaving the place that shall not be named, how has life looked like for you?
At first it was sickening because I was like, oh man, this is my first corporate job. And I'm leaving it, and I don't know if I'm making this decision correctly. I don't know what my life looks like after this because I honestly I plan to stay there. I was like, I might retire here. Like,
you're like, I feel like you're someone who jumps in with like your both feet. Like, once you're in, you're in.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then when it came to it, and I was like working on hours, and they were asking me to work more hours, I was like,
they was overworking you, dog. I was so mad on her behalf. They was working my girl like she was in the field, like day and night. But go on,
day
sorry.
and night, like Kid Cudi has said,
day and night,
like literally day and night. And I just couldn't, after so many months in a row, and then like not even being able to take. I feel like I was like, okay, this is fine, and I was like, I think this is what God wants for me. I went through this experience, and now I'm going through this, and life is what it is. So now I'm just in a spot that is not comfortable, but is allowing me growth, and makes me feel like all is not lost. And I've been able to do a lot more things that I desire to do. So it has been better. Yes. Much better. It's been better. I'm doing great, guys. No.
No, but on a real note, like, honestly, I'm going to echo what you said in that it's like, I also felt like I felt like this was what God intended for me. And this is just me. I can't speak to anyone else's experience, but like, I felt like while I was in these corporate structures, I was really losing my light. And it's not like this place was terrible. Please do not misunderstand me. Actually, it's ironic. And this is something I also want to point out. It's like, just because that was my experience does not mean it's someone else's experience to be had. Like, my brother is working there right now. It's going to be an experience for him, and it's going to probably be something that's very different from what we've experienced. And there are people that love it there. Please don't misunderstand.
Yeah.
But I just mean in corporate in general. I just felt like I was losing my sense of self. And I would consider myself a pretty optimistic, very happy-go-lucky person. And I got to a place where I was like, this is bleak. And I'm going to be here forever. Like, every single day, I felt like I was feeding pieces of myself to the machine for a check.
It has nothing to do with the company, because I still think that the company is great. There's new little tweaks.
Need some tweaks for sure. And the company is great. But I just felt like in that structure, I could not grow the way I needed to grow or wanted to grow. And so when I left, like, what scared me the most was like, I didn't have a plan. And it was the first time that I was like, I'm leaving and I've got nothing solidified. Like, I know I was like, I'm going to continue podcasting. I'm going to continue traveling. But I didn't have like, here's where the income's going to come from. Here's where I'm going to grow up and be Oprah out of this. Like, there's no concrete plan. And that terrified me.
Right.
But I also felt like it's my time. Like, it's time for me to go. Even though I didn't know if it was the right decision. I still wake up today and I'm like, did I play that right? Did I do that right? Is that something that you feel like? How often do you wake up and question the decisions you make while you wander through life not according to the plan?
It's always in the beginning of the decision being made and being executed where I'm just like, did I do that correctly? God, you want to chime in on this?
Do you want a feedback evaluation?
Right. But then as I go through it, then I feel like it's all right. I'm already in it. I'm in it. So it's fine. It has to be good. So that's what it is for me personally. Of course, I still ask, but like, it's not as frequent as when I first just like got into it.
And I think that that's very solid because also there's a lot of content being created nowadays. It's like leave the ball and chain of the 9 to 5. You know, don't be held down by the man. Live your lives. Like become a content creator. Do this, do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm here to tell y'all, like, please don't listen to those folk. Like in that, if you feel the need to leave your job, yeah, sure, do that. But do that because you genuinely feel the need. You know what I mean? But I'm like, don't be influenced by myself, by others, etc., to leave a well-paying job with no plan. And I feel like a lot of the people that I've come across have been like, oh, so you're one of those who like left because you were going to be a content creator. And I was like, actually, no. I left because I was so unhappy. It was getting dangerous for me. And I was like, that's what it came down to. And here's when I knew I made the right decision. The next morning I woke up and there was such a level of peace. Tears were in my eyes. Tears.
Oh, wow.
Like, and again, it has nothing to do with that place, but it was just like, I just felt liberated. Mm-hmm. Like, and I don't think I've felt that way. I don't know if ever, because I feel like for me anyway, I feel like this trying to adhere to a structure had been my case since like my academic years. Mm-hmm. So It just felt like, wow. And so there are some days where I'm like, that check, whoo, she sure was, she was fine.
It was so fine.
She was a dime piece. Like, mm-hmm. You don't even know. But then I'm like, this peace that I feel, like the check is not worth it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with that.
Right.
So you said that you were experiencing new opportunities. You're in a better place. So what are you doing presently?
Right now I am pursuing modeling just for fun and memories. I'm meeting people. I like traveling, and this has been a great opportunity for me to meet people and get to know different lifestyles, different personalities, different creative minds. And that's what I've been going hard on. So I have like a couple of shows that I have this month and next month and in September. And I've been saying like, I'm in it. This is what I'm doing, and I'm not going to put the brakes on it. I'm just going to see where it goes.
Okay. So would you consider yourself like a go with the flow type or like a planner?
I am a little bit of both. So like, it depends on what the event is that I plan for, but I'm more of I lean towards the go with the flow kind of person.
Yeah. Do you know that's made this period in your life easier to kind of adjust to?
I think so. Because I do like to know the direction of things, but then trying to go with the flow is a little bit less stressful, because when something happens and you don't have expectations, then you're like, oh, okay, this is fine. So I think that's sufficient.
No, I think that's very solid. I think earnestly, it's funny because I would consider myself a planner, but I would say that things that I didn't plan for, like the most spontaneous things, are the best things that have ever happened to me.
Right.
Like I could not have foreseen in my wildest dreams going abroad for school. And I did it on impulse. Like everybody was like, don't go. This is ridiculous. And in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, no. This is, trust me, it's not, I understand. It's just dumb. Like I was like this, I was just in such a bad place that I just wanted to be gone from where I currently was. And so I was like, oh, I'll just go abroad. And like, there was just no follow up to that. There was like, I just picked the first school that I saw and jumped, and best decision I ever made. Mm-hmm. Like it changed my life, my mind, my just my whole life for the better. And I feel like every time I go with the flow, it works out for me. Like it's a better choice for me. And so I'm hoping that this period in my life, like this wandering lost period, will also turn out the same, because I just don't have a plan in mind. That doesn't mean I'm walking around like, I don't know what I'm going to eat today. I don't got to-do lists. Like I'm not trying different things. I am trying. to do different business ventures and stuff. Like, I love that you're trying modeling. I love that you're still volunteering and teaching. But I'm just like, whatever works out is what's going to work out. And I'll stick with that for a little bit until the next big wander period pops up in my life. Mm-hmm. Do you actually think that you would do either of those things full time, like coach or modeling, if the opportunity came up?
Yeah, if modeling could replace my salary or exceed it, I would definitely go into it because there's a lot of different opportunities to do it. And then I guess just like any other industry though, modeling, you only get paid well enough if you're like
well known,
fully into it and well known, and you know, professional, because you can be good at modeling, but then there's just people who are not nice, pleasant people to work with.
So. I hear that. I feel like, are there certain brands in particular you'd like to work with? Or like fashion houses?
I'd like to probably get into like Vogue, or I really wanted to do Essence because I saw when I went to Essence Festival, they had like a runway show, like a section where like they were doing fashion, and I was like, oh my God. And I want to do something with Essence.
Same, actually.
Yeah. I was trying to go, but then with the modeling stuff, I was like, all of my money is going to go towards modeling, so I'm not going to make it to go see Missy Elliott, and that's okay.
But I'm like, I've also heard some scary things about the modeling industry. Mm-hmm. Like, I recently, while I was down in Miami, we met up with a friend of ours, like from way back. And she was actually telling us that like, either be readily available for just about anything, right? Because you never know when an opportunity will come up. And that's good and bad, because it means that you can't really find structure in your life. Like, you have to really dedicate yourself to it. And is that something that you're willing to do, like going into this industry?
I can't say that I am willing to do that. So when I was looking up the salary of models like many years ago, because I've been thinking about modeling for a long time, and this was the year that I finally decided, or really last year, the time that I decided to take like a really big leap and just get into it, they only make like maybe $40,000. And then one of the models in the article I was reading, she said that she has to like call off of work. She was like doing bartending, or she was like waitressing or something. And then if you have like the casting calls on like Instagram or like their web pages, they need you in the middle of the day, or they need you like first thing in the morning, or like, oh, we need somebody today, or we need somebody like tomorrow, and like taking off from work. So that's why I'm not like quitting my job for this. I'm trying to get some traction. And because I don't want to see myself on the streets or like unable to pay for anything. I'm just going at my pace, and whatever I can get, I'm going to take it. No.
Like, the long answer is no. No, I think that's valid. I think that one thing about this period, this wandering lost period, is that you kind of know what your boundaries are for certain things. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if you are going to take a period of time where you wander around lost for a little bit, and I feel like when I say lost, it's not a bad thing. It just means that you're not following the map. You're not following the GPS that you've written, like your own map, your map quest for your life, right? But I feel like what's cool about it is you should be, I think, self-aware enough to know what your boundaries are, what you are and are not willing to give to something.
Right.
And I feel like part of that goes into protecting yourself and knowing yourself. And I feel like periods of time like this are even better for getting to know yourself. So I guess my next question is, what is something that you've recently learned about yourself?
Boundaries, you got to have them.
Yes, ma'am.
And you got to be stern about them, and you gotta enforce them. Cause me, you know me, I'm fine. I'll be like, do you guys need help with anything? Oh no, okay. Or like somebody say, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, sure, it's not a problem. I don't see any problem with that. And then in it, while you're experiencing it, you're like, I don't like this at all. So like one of the runway shows that I did, I went for the fitting. I put the dress on. And the dress wasn't the main piece. The main piece was like this really beautiful, the designer was great. It was like a really beautiful cloth. You walk in it and like the sparkle is just, the light hit it really nicely. And she was just like so eclectic. So I'm trying on the dress and I'm pulling the dress up. I'm pulling the dress down. I'm pulling the dress up. It's like,
you're shimmying, just like, come on.
I'm like, it's too, like my butt is out. Like if I pull it, I'm popping out. So
she said, so just all the biscuits and the treats were just out. The milkshakes was going to bring the boys to the yard.
And at the time when I was doing the fitting, I said to her, this makes me, she's like, it's supposed to fit like that. That's fine. It's okay. And I was like, she said it's fine. So it must be fine. And she was like, you look sick in this. You look good. And I was like, okay, I look good. All right.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear that.
I get to the runway. And this might be my second most embarrassing moment in my life. I'm walking on the runway. And the dress is doing what I knew it would do, because I don't wear this type of dresses in real life. It's coming down and it's coming up at the same time.
Oh my God, no.
Bruh, I didn't get
what do you mean, bro?
I can show. I mean, maybe if you want, I can send you the video, cut it in. I don't know.
I don't want to cut in your most traumatic moment. I'll consider it.
Somebody needs to know. I even told the guy that did the runway show, because like it happens, and maybe that's just a lesson that I can pass on to other people. Just like, know your boundaries, know yourself, speak up for yourself, because I'm not the type of person that speaks up for myself right away all the time, and I admire people who do. So I'm walking and it's coming down and it's coming up, and we get to the end of the runway.
Can it do both? But go ahead. How can it do both?
Man, that dress betrayed me in the wrong way. I get to the end of the runway, and I'm so glad that I put on like a pasty, and I'm so glad that I put on like a leotard underneath, because the Kuda Kata and the tatas, they were on full display. I said, I can feel it, Lord.
And in the back of your mind, you just hear the other team going, ooh.
The cameras are not really flashing that much. That's how I perceived it. They don't even want to take pictures of it. That I turn around, I'm sweating, and like I'm walking back, I'm putting it down, I'm picking it up, and like I'm just doing my best strut, because it's all out there now. And I walk back and I was like, this is another lesson in a different form. I need to speak up for myself and just say when I feel uncomfortable, or just keep my boundaries. Like, I won't wear something that's shorter than this, or I won't wear something that is revealing like that. Just that's what I learned.
I feel like that's a good thing to learn. I feel like, especially in business, like, you have to know how far you're willing to go. I will say, like, it scares me how far people are willing to go to be quote unquote successful. Yeah. And so one of the things that I've learned for myself in this year is redefining success for me. And so, like, if you know that you don't want to be in model houses and you don't want to be wearing certain clothes and certain brands aren't for you, even when the opportunity shows up, I think it's really important to stay strong to your convictions and knowing this just ain't for me. And maybe someone in marketing can correct me if I'm wrong, but my brand is who I am. Like, that when people hear my name, I want them to know what I'm about. I want to inspire a good feeling in people. And I want that feeling to be synonymous with everything that I do. And I'm like, I constantly, and this is just me, like, I constantly have to remind myself of who I am when like opportunities pop up, because I'm like, that's just not it. Like, it's just not who I am. Yeah. And so this is my boundary. Like, I can't do this, even if it might be lucrative, even if it seems like an obvious thing to do. I'm like, that just does not vibe with who I am.
Doesn't sit well with your spirit.
Right.
And you got to just draw that very hard line. I love that. I love that we're out here just learning things. That's just putting ourselves out there.
But that's also the thing, is that I feel like when you, and this is just me, I feel like when you live life planned, there's not a lot of opportunity for growth and to learn. Like, I feel like I learned more lessons in this period of my life than in any other.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's exactly how I feel too. Just a lot of the things that I would not learn just sitting in my room, which I will do for a very long time. It's scary. Just making myself go to LA, or like making myself go to North Carolina or Louisiana, meeting people. It's been so much better of a life lesson than sitting at my desk
and assuming that like all I know is all I need to know. Mm-hmm. And I think that the best lessons are from people. Like, I know that people say this all the time, it's very cliche, but I'm like, you will not learn about the world in a classroom or behind your desk. Like, you will learn it by walking and talking and meeting new people and having new experiences. And everyone is always like, step out of your comfort zone, but like actually do it. Actually do it. I don't think that anyone can actually be like, here we go. Like, I'm just gonna have an uncomfortable day today, and that's gonna be my, you know what I mean? Imagine. Right, but I'm like,
plan your uncomfortable day.
Yeah, seriously. But I'm like, do new things, because that is what will lead you to new opportunities and new experiences. And I was saying this on the GSM podcast the other day with Lola. So I went to a book club. Like, I went to Arizona to see my friend Natalie, and I've never done book club. Like, like haha kiki. Like, I read a lot of books. I have like a little library back there.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And I'm like, and I have oh my God, my Audible collection goes ham. It goes crazy. I'm like, I'm so proud of it. And like, she was like, book club. And I was like, lame. like this is like, you hear book club when you're a kid and you think, this is for old ladies who are knitting, who want to get away from their kids. And I was like, and I don't have to do that. Like, I don't. And it really goes to show you don't know what you don't know, because there was book club going on, and I'm telling you, 3 sentences in, all they were like, hi, my name is, Amber. And I was like, oh, hi, Amber, nice to meet you. And next thing I knew, she said like 2 books that I had read, and I was like, excuse me? Completely. Like, it was like the best, like it was the most fun thing that happened in Arizona, which is the worst thing to say, because like we went to these other events which were really, really cool. Like, I loved we went to this like art event that the city puts on like once a month or whatever. First Friday is what it's called. So all these entrepreneurs come out, and I love those events and stuff too. But book club was my favorite. And I'm like, mind you, I'm talking to these 2 women. It's Amber and Alexa, and then my friend Natalie. And like, you never know who you're talking to, because lo and behold, one of them was like, she's in actual work with like journalism and production and all these things. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, this is the person I want to be talking to about things that I'm interested in. And so I asked her about the industry, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, yeah, like she's just giving me all this information. And I'm like, imagine if I had skipped book club. I'm like, imagine. And you would have never known if you didn't just go out of your way and just exist there peacefully. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that every opportunity will lead you to a gold mine. Like, sometimes you'd be like, yep, I knew it was going to suck. And guess what?
Yeah.
It sucked. It absolutely sucked. But try something new. Can I ask, like, what new, like, friends or experiences you've made, like, that have been, like, the most fun or the most challenging for you?
I've just been meeting a lot of new friends who are models. And what's really fun is just seeing like the different things that they're into. So like, they're also like designers themselves. So they're models and designers, and they do their own work. Or one guy that I met recently, he used to be a model, and he used to do like acting. He actually imparted some knowledge to me about having those boundaries that you set for yourself, and just also being pursuing like so many different things. And I feel like I'm really where I'm supposed to be.
Do you feel like there's a sense of camaraderie? Like, do you feel like it's like a
little family?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Just people who relate to each other, and they're like the most vibrant people I've ever met in my life. I'm like really actually having a good time. And I wouldn't have done that if I didn't decide to like do this all by myself. Because like what I do now, instead of like getting people's opinions, I'll just be like, so I booked a trip to North Carolina, and here's my location, so you can watch where I'm going. And if you don't hear back from me for a little while, that's when my phone is. I don't know when my body's gonna be.
Stop. I will say last year, I feel like you hit me up and you were like, hey, so I'm in LA, just FYI. And I was like, pardon? I was like, I was like, at this time, at this hour, what are you doing out there? But like, I feel like in this past year, I've seen you grow so confident, and just, I feel like you are the happiest I've ever seen you. Mm-hmm. And that brings me so much peace and joy for you. Like, it's not even like a gag. Like, I think that, because you know how people are like, I just want to see everybody win. I want all my friends to win. And I feel like you're winning right now. Like, this is your winning season.
Thank you.
And I feel like it would not have happened if the unexpected did not take place. And I feel like I'm going to coin this year like my lost years, like the X-Files. Like, when my kids go and like look into albums, I'll be like 1995, 1996, 2013, The Lost Files, 2023.
I like it.
And I feel like it's dope. Like, it shouldn't look the same. Like, no week looks the same for me. No like month looks the same. And I think that that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And I love being able to talk about my experiences with other people, because I don't want to just like every day just be like, oh, so how was your day? Yeah, I went to work, and
right. I feel like
Susan from accounting, she was asking me questions.
Let me tell you,
like,
them work beefs, those work beefs are for real. Susan from accounting didn't even know how to walk downstairs and be like, what's really up, Susan?
Right. It's just like, Susan, you have something to say.
Like, I just want to make sure you was loud and clear about it. And I also feel like one of the things that I am learning in this year is patience. Like, I'm meeting so many different kinds of people, and I'm realizing like I am not big or small, and that person's not big or small. Like, we're just all existing, and it's cool to touch your light and be bathing in it one day, and it's cool that my light can bathe someone one day. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to be the star of the show,
right?
Like, I feel like being in this space allows me to be like, it's just really cool that I get to see someone else's light and learn from it and take a little bit of it and just add a little bit of that sparkle to me. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No, I like that a lot. Right. Because like some things that I've gotten from doing modeling is like people like my personality. And I was like,
I don't know how you're shocked about that. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's so, like, I feel like this is so cool. And I love the people that you're around, because again, I feel like for you to be this confident, because again, Rotisha's very soft spoken. I'm shocked that you even agreed to be here, by the by. But I'm like, I feel like the people that you are around must really bolster your self-esteem and your personality and stuff, because I've always thought you had a cool personality. Like, you'll be like, yeah, no one really cares about this, but I do this thing, and I'm like, actually I love it. I'm obsessed. Like, let's talk more, shall we? Let's dialogue. Mm-hmm. But like, I love that for you.
Yeah, because I used to like really praise people so much, but then just to like be receiving it in return just for being myself is like just a whole new level of like feedback that is just been helping. Yeah.
How are you at receiving said compliments?
If I'm receiving them as much as I've been receiving them, I start to think that it's true. So and I think I'll walk around like that. Just like, I have a nice personality.
You do.
You do.
You were also saying that you love the people that you're meeting. Is there anyone like that you are aspiring to kind of be like? Are there any like models right now currently in the game who you're like, this is who I follow and take note of, and like, you know, she kind of inspires me to do this, or no?
I actually wrote an essay when I was in high school about Naomi Campbell. And I see that she's like, because I watch a lot of runway shows, mm-hmm. and like I follow her like loosely. Also because she's a tall, dark, beautiful woman.
Come on now, she's a sister, and she looks just like she might be a sister from another Misty. You never know.
Never know. And I want to be able to what was the question?
Emulate her, maybe?
Something like that, but like have my own like way about me, because I know I'm like a little quirky, so I don't want to be like following in somebody else's path or like trying to be like them and do what they do. Oh, I also love Grace Jones too, but like making it my own, you know, because there's different ways to success, and I have to find my way, because sometimes other people's way doesn't work for you, which is why I've been going out and doing things by myself, just to like get a feel of it. Just grab it and go.
Grab it.
Yes.
Okay, so last two questions. How can we support you? Like, how can we, support you on this journey?
Oh, so my Instagram is at Tisha Brandi. If you guys are interested in seeing some of the fashion shows or seeing what different people are doing and creating their outfits, and you want to see me walk in them,
I sure do.
You can go ahead to my Instagram and like maybe buy a ticket, or just I mean, if you want to, you can also send me a message and be like, I see you and I'm going to share your posts, and maybe somebody will buy your tickets for instead of me, because sometimes it's not even like the monetary thing. It's just like exposure and seeing that other people see you working hard. And then it's funny because like I'll go out and people that you don't know are watching are like, oh, I see you doing your modeling stuff, and I was like, you see me
Yeah, okay, so we'll follow you and we will share and like and comment and be like, you killing it, girl, because you are killing it. You are doing the work.
Thank you. And then also I like to collaborate with people, and I have no problem like sharing what other people have. So if we could also connect and follow each other or something, you got something going on. If you're a designer and you're watching and you want me to wear your clothes, I'll wear your clothes. I'll pose in your clothes. But yeah, I just want to be able to work with more people, see what else is out there, expand my knowledge
and your network
and my network.
So connect, folks. If you're not already, be sure to follow at Tisha Brandi.
Clink,
is that how we should be referring to you? Like, should I introduce you as Tisha Brandi?
Oh, you call me Tisha, you call me Ratisha. As long as you get my name right, bro. Like,
heard.
That's about it. But yeah.
Okay, and then last question. Second to last question. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But she's like, you're killing me with this. But okay. If you had the attention of the whole entire world,
God,
for the next 60 seconds, what would you tell them?
I've had a very great time putting myself out there, and I encourage anybody who might be introverted like me, or who thinks that what they have to offer is not sufficient or good enough, to just go out there and do it anyway. I'm doing a lot of this without the monies and the funds that it takes to be out here, but I'm still doing it and I'm having a good time, and I feel free. I feel open. I feel happy. I feel blessed. And I wouldn't have these feelings if I didn't step outside my comfort zone. Yes.
So join us in the lost year.
The lost years.
Come on now. Okay. I'm going to make that my last question because I really, really like that one. Let's end on that note.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So this has been Body of an Extrovert with Esther, Alexis, and my beautiful, incredible guest, Tisha Brandi. Please be sure to follow her on Instagram. We're going to be dropping her handle in the description below. If you like this episode, be sure to share with a friend, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment. Let me know how you feel about these things. Let us know how life is working for you. And we'll see you in the lost year.
See you in the lost years.
Bye.
Bye.